Before you run any analysis in statistics, you need to know what type of data are you working with, because the type of data determines what you can and can't do. Categorical versus numerical data. Let's start with the two big categories. Categorical data. This is data that puts things into groups or labels. For example, eye color, favorite music genre, type of phone. It answers questions like, which category does this belong to? Types of categorical data. There are two subtypes. First of all, nominal data. Categories with no natural order, such as hair color, country of birth, or car brand. You can label them, but red isn't greater than blue. Ordinal data. These are categories that have an order, but the gaps between them aren't equal. For example, movie ratings, education level, pain levels. You know the order, but for example, level 4 pain isn't necessarily twice as much pain as level 2 pain. Numerical or quantitative data. This is data made up of numbers that you can measure or count. There are two types. Discrete data. These are whole numbers. You can count them. Number of pets, number of text messages, number of siblings. You can't have 2.6 pets. Continuous data. This is any value within a range. In other words, you can measure it. For example, height, temperature, and reaction time. These can take on decimals, fractions, anything in between. You may have also heard about interval and ratio data. Some numerical variables are interval and others are ratio. Let's talk about them separately. First of all, interval data. Interval data has equal spacing between values, but no true zero. That means 0 doesn't represent the absence of the thing being measured. For example, temperature in Celsius. The difference between 10 and 20 degrees is meaningful, but 20 degrees isn't twice as hot as 10. Also, 0 degrees doesn't mean that the temperature doesn't exist. Ratio data also has equal spacing, but it does have a true zero. 0 means none of the quantity. Examples include height, weight, time, or income. If someone earns $40,000 and another earns $80,000, one really does earn twice as much. Also, if someone earns $0, that means they truly have zero income. Here's the key takeaway. If 0 means none, it's ratio data. If 0 is just a reference point, it's interval data. So why does this matter? Because the type of data determines the analysis. Categorical data can be used for bar charts and chi-square tests. Numerical data can be used for calculating means, or creating histograms, or looking at correlations. Ordinal data can be used for calculating medians and rank-based tests. Continuous data can be used for regression and t-tests. If you choose the wrong type of data, the results of your analysis won't make sense. So remember, data can be categorical or numerical, and each has subtypes that guide how you analyze it. Get the data type right, and the rest of statistics becomes much easier.